Hey guys, it's Callie. I thought I would hop on here just for another kind of chatty video today, just to talk about different things that I'm trying to organize in January. So January is kind of a popular month for organizing and planning and all that for the coming year, and I am trying to get certain areas of my life organized too. So I thought it would just be fun to chat with you guys about it and show you what I've been working on. So the first thing that I've been working on organizing this month so far is I'm trying to organize my kids' drawings. You know, kids like work so hard on certain drawings and you don't want to just, throw them away. I usually stick them on the fridge for a while, but then I just don't know what to do with them after that. So far I've had just like boxes in their closet of all their best drawings, and that's worked okay for now, but I just got a flash of inspiration in December on a way that might be better to organize their stuff. And it was inspired by my grandma, because I realized that she keeps a lot of her special papers and things just in a binder with like transparent page protectors, and that's just how she keeps things sorted and organized. And I don't know why it never occurred to me to just do something really simple like that. I think I always thought in my head I had to create some beautiful book with special papers or drawings and things like that, and so that's what I thought I had to do. So I kept putting it off, but I think I finally realized, a binder with page protectors, that's kind of brilliant, and that would work great for their drawings and little letters and different things. So today I've been working on little binders for each of my kids. I kind of put some clip art kind of thing on the front, and then on the inside just a bunch of page protectors, and I'm going to go sort through those boxes in their closet and put all their special things just in a binder. I don't know why I never thought of that before, but I didn't. So that'll just be a more condensed way to keep their papers instead of this big old box that I had, and it'll be really easy just to pop any new nice drawings in there. So like I said, super simple and obvious and maybe a little silly to share, but it's not something I thought about doing in the past. So I'm working on that. And then another thing that I'm kind of working on organizing this month is just my household tasks. So a while back I bought a bunch of planning pages off of Etsy, because you can get pretty inexpensive planning pages on Etsy. Sorry, I'm going to take a drink of my coffee. It's already getting cold. Story of my life. But anyway, so a while back I purchased these planning pages, and so I printed them up and I got them kind of organized in a binder, and then I kind of forgot I had them. Just as a little background, I am not the best planner in the world. I don't know if I just haven't found a system that works for me or what. I've tried a lot of different things. I've tried just a plain old planner that you buy from Walmart or Target or something. I've tried the Happy Planner. I've tried a bunch of different things trying to get myself motivated to just be a little more organized and plan things out a little bit better, but I still have not found the thing that really works for me. I like bullet journaling, and I've kept up with bullet journaling for a couple years now, but I don't really use mine like a planner. I use mine just more for recording things that I want to remember. I plan some things in it, but they're more casual things that, if they don't work out, that's still information that I won't mind having in my bullet journal. So I'll record books I wanted to read each month or something like that. And even if I don't get to those books, it's kind of fun to me still to look back and see what I was trying to read in January 2021 or things like that. So I plan more of that kind of stuff in my bullet journal, but just regular humdrum household tasks and finances and just my calendar. I don't really like to put all that in my bullet journal, I've discovered, just because if I don't end up doing any of that stuff, then I feel like, this is kind of a wasted page for my journal, and I don't want to waste pages. And then it just wasn't quite working for me in that function. So anyway, that's a long story, but that's why I bought the planning pages. But like I said, I kind of forgot I had them, but toward the end of December, I realized I really need to tighten up my homemaking skills a little bit and get a little more organized and just do a better job at organizing my day so that I can serve my family better, because I guess I was in fly by the seat of my pants mode for a long time, just with babies and little toddlers and things. But as my kids are getting a little bit older, I feel like I'm finally in the place where I can actually get stuff more organized. Anyway, I'm just rambling now, but I thought I would show you my little home organizing planner that I'm working on. I've got different sections. So this is my cleaning planner. These are pages I found on Etsy, and it just has a bunch of different kinds of pages. So it has, hopefully you can see that, it has like monthly cleaning pages. It has different, it has like a list, like a checklist of ideas of stuff to clean each month. So that's been really, you know, inspirational to me to kind of think through the different areas of my house and what I want to clean and how often I want to clean it. And then I also got this meal planning pages. Hopefully you can see some of that. I don't know if it's focusing, but I have meal planning pages. I'm not very good at meal planning either, but it's something I would like to get better at, because in theory, I guess it could save you money on food. Though we already eat pretty cheaply, I feel like. But anyway, it'd probably be a little bit like a good thing to be a little bit more organized when it comes to our meals. And then I have a finance planner pages in here, which of these I think are going to be super useful for me, because a big thing I want to focus on in 2021 and that I'm trying to get better at is saving money instead of just spending all of my budget every month, or like all the money I budgeted. I'd like to try not to spend all the money I could and save more. I've been saving some in past years, but I just think I could do better and save better. So that's something I'm trying to work on. And then I've got an address book, which I would like to get my addresses for my friends and family transferred into this address book, because right now I have like a file folder, and every time I get like a printout of someone's like of an address list for a group or anything like that, I just stick it in the folder. So it's a big mess to look through all those papers and try to find addresses for people I want to send Christmas cards to or whatever. It's a big pain. So I'm trying to get addresses organized. And then I also have these blog planning pages, which I have not used, because my blog is one area that I really do fly by the seat of my pants with, and I'm kind of okay with that. But I thought if I had any ideas, this might be a nice way to get me organized. And I think this was also very inexpensive on Etsy. If you want, like, you know, somewhere to look for planning pages that are really specific to things that you want to plan for, so you can create your own binder, Etsy is a great place. I've purchased, you know, ultimate planner kits and things through different bundle sales and things like that in years past, and those are great. But I find that usually there's a ton of pages that I don't really need, and then the pages that I don't really need, I still somehow feel like maybe I should be using them, but I don't need them, and so they're just empty pages in this binder. And for some reason, just having empty pages that I know I'm not going to use really makes me like not want to use the system at all, if that makes sense. So printables, I hope will work better for me, and especially like the specific area printables that I found on Etsy. So that's my kind of hope, that it will be a planning system that can work for me. And a friend told me recently that she read some book about how different planning systems might work better for different personalities. Like you should find one that fits with your personality. And I have not found the planning system that fits with my personality yet, but I'm hopeful that this idea will work out. We'll see. So that is 2 things I'm organizing. The third thing I'm really trying to get better at in organizing is my photos. So I take a lot of photos. I like photography, and I just like taking pictures of my kids and my family. So I have a lot of pictures from each year, and I was trying to print up a copy of like the best pictures for my kids to put in their Christmas stocking, but I didn't get that done before Christmas. So I'm trying to get that done now so I can give them their little album from 2020. But I really want to get better at organizing pictures by like each month instead of printing one whole year all at once, because it gets to be really overwhelming. And like this year with 2020's pictures, I ended up printing up too many. Like I probably could have cut out some of the photos that I printed up and not printed them, but it just got to the point where I was just like so tired of looking through months and months worth of pictures that I just started like selecting, you know, a little bit more haphazardly, and I printed up too many. So I figure if I do the photo printing each month, not only will it spread the cost out better for me, but hopefully I will be a little bit more strategic and intentional about the pictures that I'm choosing to print, so I don't have to spend money that I don't need to spend, and so that I, don't print too many pictures for the albums that I had, because that's kind of what happened for the Christmas photos. Anyway, so that's the other thing I'm working on. I might kind of show you the albums here, or I might not. I don't know. It depends on how fancy I feel like trying to get with this video, because my video skills are not that great. But anyway, those are the 3 things that I'm really trying to work on planning out better and just getting more organized with this month. And everybody always has New Year's resolutions and they don't really last into the new year, but I'm really hoping that I can make these habits last, because I think it would just really be beneficial for the family if I could be better about being organized about these things. So that's what I'm working on. And before I go, I thought I would just share a little miniature book haul, because I don't really want to talk about the books that I'm currently reading, because I'm going to try to do a separate video each month this year about the books that I'm reading. But I thought I would share a couple books that I found yesterday. My husband and I went on a little sort of date, because when our kids go to Awana night, we have like an hour to ourselves, so we usually go get some food and maybe go look at a couple stores. But we went to Barnes & Noble for the first time in a really long time, and I looked through the sale books, because I never purchase books full price, but I found a couple that I thought sounded really interesting, and probably some of you have heard of some of them, but these are the ones I found. So I found The Sun Does Shine. This book, I guess, is about a man who is on death row, but he was wrongfully accused. So it's like a true story, but it's supposed to be just kind of a memoir about how he felt about being wrongly accused and put on death row, and how he kind of overcame maybe unforgiveness or bitterness over the situation, which I think would be really understandable to be bitter about that sort of situation. But it sounds like he really made the best of it, and I'm really interested to see what he has to say in the book about it. So this one just sounded interesting to me. I feel like it was popular like within the last couple years, but I totally missed the boat on it, so I'm going to read it now, hopefully. This I'm hoping to get to in February. We'll see. And then the other book I found, which I just picked up and started reading, and I just felt like I had to buy it, because if I didn't buy it, I was going to forget about it and never read it, and I really wanted to read it, so I bought it. But it's The Man Who Broke Into Auschwitz, and this is a book about, I guess I'm a little confused about how it all is. Hopefully it'll be a little bit more clear as I read it. But I think it's a British man who takes the place of a Jewish prisoner in Auschwitz. So it's like they switch places, but I think they did it like secretly, because he just wanted to, I guess he just wanted to go in Auschwitz and see like what was happening in there, which seems, risky. But anyway, so he went in there and kind of became a prisoner in this concentration camp, and then I think it's just the story of like how the prisoners were treated, and just his time there. I forget how many years it said that he was in there, but anyway, it's a true story, and I have never heard of this, and it just sounded really fascinating to me. And as I was reading the flap, it talked about how he couldn't even bring himself to talk about his experiences until like more recently, and then he finally opened up about his story of being in Auschwitz, and then they wrote this book. So it just sounds really interesting, and I'm interested to read it. I'm usually not huge on World War II books, but I think just reading about all the events surrounding that time period in the last couple of years has made me want to review World War II history, if that makes sense. So because I've been reading about World War I last year, and then the year before that I was reading about the Cold War, so that's like kind of before and after World War II. So I'm interested to maybe read a little bit more about World War II again this year. But this one will probably be a serious book, but I just think it sounds like such an interesting story. I just couldn't pass it up. So anyway, those are the 2 books I picked up. If you've read either of them, I'd really be interested to see what you thought of it. But that is it. So I'm going to go ahead and close out this video, and thanks for sticking around for my rambling. Okay, bye.